Hello, everyone. Wishing you all a fresh, energetic, and joyful new day. Today, let's continue our emotional and surprising journey with the latest developments in the story of Tieu Ca and CEO Hmong. How will their relationship unfold? What secrets are about to be revealed? Don't take your eyes off the screen. Lately, Tieu Ca has begun to feel that each passing day is becoming gentler and warmer, thanks to the thoughtful care and attention from Hmong. His tenderness and patience have become a healing balm, not only for her physical wounds, but also for the emotional scars deep within. Every morning she wakes up feeling a little stronger, little by little, like fresh sprouts breaking through the cold soil, full of vibrant new life. Finally, she has been able to return to her old home, the familiar place that has been waiting for her all these years, ready to start over with her usual work and more peaceful days. This morning, as the first rays of sunlight filtered through the leaves and shone down onto the lush green garden beds, Tieu Ca took a deep breath, savoring the fresh, pure air. She began tending to the vegetable garden with a deep sense of gratitude and hope. The plump red tomatoes, the fresh green zucchinis, and the golden yellow carrots had all grown strong and full. Every drop of sweat, every bit of effort, was now rewarded with these vibrant, healthy crops. She gently harvested bunches of vegetables and baskets of roots, carefully arranging them in preparation to take them to the market. The market scene today was as bustling as ever. The calls of street vendors mixed with the cheerful chatter of buyers and sellers created a lively painting of daily life and livelihood. Tieu Ca's stall quickly drew attention thanks to the freshness and exceptional quality of her produce. Many familiar faces stopped by to ask how she was doing, offered kind compliments, and didn't hesitate to buy everything she had on display. Within just a few hours, her baskets of vibrant, wholesome vegetables were completely sold out. Though the earnings weren't large, they were enough to warm her heart, a quiet encouragement for all the effort she had put in recently. Upon returning home, a different scene stilled her spirit. In the front yard, Hmong sat silently beside a flock of chickens pecking contentedly under the cool shade of a ginseng tree. He didn't say a word, simply gazing at the playful chickens with a deep, contemplative look in his eyes, one that carried both unspoken thoughts and lingering emotions. His hands rested gently on his knees, occasionally tightening then relaxing, as if wrestling with something inside. The silence was broken only by the soft rustling of leaves and the gentle clucking of chickens, giving the moment a quiet depth filled with unspoken feeling. Tieu Ca slowly stepped closer, sensing the warmth of the man before her. She gently placed her hand on Hmong's shoulder and spoke in a soft voice laced with care. "When did you get here?" "I just came back from the market and stopped by Grandma's to bring her a little something as thanks for taking care of the house while I was gone." Hmong turned his head, his eyes locking onto hers with an intensity that seemed to speak all the words he couldn't express aloud. "I just got here a little while ago, but there's so much I want to tell you. Things I've kept buried inside for a long time." His voice was deep and warm, yet tinged with a slight tremble, like someone finally ready to unburden a long-held weight from his heart. Tieu Ca looked at him, her heart stirring with a feeling that was both unfamiliar and deeply familiar. She knew this was a pivotal moment, when two people, both once hurt and guarded, were beginning to open up to each other, Hung began to share his thoughts, his worries, his dreams, and the quiet hopes he had never dared to voice before. Tieu Ca listened intently, each word he spoke like a soothing stream gently washing over her soul. With the golden dusk settling around them, every story and emotion unveiled between them formed an invisible thread, pulling their hearts closer together. The scene in the front yard took on a strangely tender warmth. The fiery sunset bathed the rooftop in amber light, and beneath the softly rustling ginseng tree, their silhouettes sat side by side, like the opening lines of a new story. A story of trust, hope, and a new beginning. In that quiet moment, Tieu Ca felt a profound sense of peace and safety, as if from now on, no hardship would be hers to bear alone. She smiled gently, her eyes shimmering with hope, and whispered, "Thank you for being here. Thank you for everything." Hung looked at Tieu Ca with an unmistakable concern in his eyes. His voice was low, laced with unease. "Why didn't you rest a little longer before jumping back into work? I'm worried you're overexerting yourself. Your health still isn't fully stable." Tieu Ca offered a gentle smile, her voice warm yet resolute. "I'm feeling much better now. I think I'm ready to get back to work. Tending the garden and selling vegetables actually lifts my spirits." But Hung couldn't hide the anxiety clouding his face. His brows furrowed as his gaze grew distant. "Do you remember the last time you collapsed while working? I was there then. I managed to help you in time, but now I'm not always around. What if it happens again? What if there's no one nearby to help you?" Tieu Ca fell silent for a moment, her eyes softening as she felt the sincerity behind his words. She gently placed her hand over his, her touch full of tenderness. "I know, and I truly appreciate your worry. I don't want to make you anxious either, but I also want to be independent. I want to stand on my own, even when it's hard. I'll be more careful, I promise. I won't let myself collapse again. Having you by my side gives me so much more strength." Hung looked into her eyes, a sense of calm washing over him, mingled with quiet emotion. He gently tightened his grip on her hand, as if trying to pass his strength and protection through that simple gesture. "I know, you're so much stronger than I ever imagined, but I'll always be here, for you, no matter what happens." The world around them fell into a tranquil hush, with only the soft rustle of ginseng leaves in the breeze and the faint footsteps of two people slowly drawing closer, finally sharing the feelings they had long kept hidden. After a while of quiet conversation, Hung's gaze grew more serious and profound. He slowly turned toward Tieu Ca, his voice steady and filled with affection. "You know, you've given me the chance to care for you and your children all this time. So, will you marry me? From now on, I want to always be by your side, to protect you and to look after you and the kids." Tieu Ca was stunned. Her eyes widened and her chest tightened at the unexpected proposal. So genuine, so full of emotion. She hadn't imagined Hung would speak such heartfelt words, words that stirred something deep inside her, but also awakened a whirlwind of complicated feelings. Hung smiled softly, then added gently, "You don't have to worry about living with in-laws. I live alone, just me, and my mother. She's already accepted you. Remember, she visited you at the hospital and spent time talking with you. You don't need to be afraid of anything." Tieu Ca lowered her head, her heart caught in her throat. She remained silent for a long moment, unsure how to respond. Deep inside, She still carried the shadows of old fears and past wounds, the memories and pressures of life after marriage, the stories of daughters-in-law and mothers-in-law, the uncertainty of the future, all weighed heavily on her mind, making it difficult for her to fully open her heart. She looked straight into Hng's eyes. In her gaze was a mix of confusion and worry, but also a quiet spark of hope and trust. Tieu Ca knew the road ahead would not be easy, but with Hng by her side, she felt she could be strong enough to face it all. She let out a soft sigh and gently spoke. I need more time, but I truly appreciate everything you've done for me and the children. Hng nodded, his eyes gentle and reassuring, as if to say he would wait patiently, stay by her side through every step, no matter how difficult the journey might be. The peaceful air surrounding the little house, bathed in the warm glow of the setting sun, seemed to bear witness to a hopeful new beginning, even if the path forward remained uncertain. Tieu Ca looked deep into Hng's eyes again, her voice soft yet filled with emotions too heavy to easily put into words. I don't want to hurt you, and I don't want to leave you either, because the feelings I have for you, they're real. But I'm afraid of becoming a burden to you, especially now that I'm about to have a baby. I'm scared I'll make life harder for you. Hng gently took her hand in his eyes filled with empathy and sincerity. His voice was warm and steady, like a safe haven she could lean on. I understand everything you're feeling. I know you're caught in the middle of so many thoughts and doubts, but please don't worry. I'm not asking you to decide anything right now. I don't want to pressure you. I'll always be here for you and the children, no matter what. He took a deep breath, then continued, his voice calm yet overflowing with emotion. I'll walk this path with you. I'll help you let go of the darkness from the past so you can face the future with confidence, stronger, braver, with me and with our child. You don't have to be afraid or feel alone anymore. Tieu Ca felt every word wash over her like a soothing breeze, slowly easing the fears that had clung to her heart. Her eyes shimmered with emotion as she looked at Hng, silently thanking him for his patience, his unwavering presence, and for being the anchor she could trust in a world so uncertain. After those quiet, meaningful moments, the two of them gently sat down together on the porch. The golden sunset bathed every corner of the yard in a warm glow. The soft clucking of chickens running playfully around the yard mingled with the gentle breeze, making the whole scene feel cozy and intimate. They began to talk about the little things in life. The lush green garden now in its harvest season, the cheerful chickens scampering about, the sunny days that had passed, and even the dreams they still held for the future. Laughter rang out between moments of quiet reflection as they shared their thoughts and emotions with sincere honesty. In that simple moment, they found harmony, a sense of shared understanding that both hearts had long yearned for. And so, with every word spoken, every glance exchanged, every smile shared, they laid down firmer steps on the path they would now walk together. A journey that would not be easy, but one filled with promise and hope. Tieu Ca knew that though challenges still lay ahead, she was no longer alone. With Hng by her side, she began to feel the strength to face it all, to love, to trust, and to embrace a new life, one filled with peace and overflowing with love.
Sau những phút giây im lặng đầy ý nghĩa, hai người nhẹ nhàng ngồi xuống bên hiên nhà Ánh chiều tà rực rỡ nhuộm vàng một góc sân. Những tiếng gà lách cách chạy nhảy hòa cùng tiếng gió nhẹ làm không gian trở lên ấm áp gần gũi. Họ bắt đầu trò chuyện về những câu chuyện thường nhật, về vườn rau xanh mướt đang mùa thu hoạch, về tiếng gà trong sân chạy nhảy tung tăng, về những nắng ấm đã trải qua và những ước mơ còn dang dở trong tương lai. Tiếng cười vang lên, xen lẫn những phút giây trầm ngâm, chia sẻ từng suy nghĩ, từng cảm xúc chân thật nhất. Trong khoảnh khắc giản dị ấy, họ thấy được sự đồng điệu, sự sẻ chia mà bấy lâu nay hai trái tim khao khát. Cứ thế từng câu chuyện, từng ánh nhìn, từng nụ cười như núi dài thêm những bước chân vững chắc trên con đường mà họ cùng nhau bước đi. Một hành trình không dễ dàng nhưng đầy hứa hẹn và hy vọng. Tieu Ca biết rằng dù phía trước còn nhiều thử thách, cô không còn đơn độc. Có Hùng bên cạnh, cô dần cảm nhận được sức mạnh để đối diện, để yêu thương và để đón nhận một cuộc sống mới tràn đầy tình yêu và bình yên.